Hey everybody, welcome to our Sunday's Coffee Lounge Talk. So today's Bible verse is going to be, if you are new here, so in this what we do is we pick one or two Bible verse and then I share how I relate with this, what has happened recently. That's how I actually pick the verses, because then it's very interesting. And then I also ask you guys to share it in the comments. Now for me, I'm new to the Bible. I have become Christian, it's about a year and a half ago, and it's a journey. It's unexplainable. I won't say unexplainable. It's unexplainable events. That is what got me into Christianity. I was Hindu all my life, and about 2 years ago, I lost my marriage and job in the same month, November of 2023. And sorry if you guys are coming here often. If it sounds like a broken record, this is for the new people. So after that, I rebuilt my life, and God has shown up in ways that I cannot explain. My faith journey will be in my book number 7 or 8. You guys know that I already have two more books coming this year, 2026, and then there's more planned. I have not written the faith book yet because God is still writing my story, if you know what I mean. And these videos are not only for folks who are Christian, it is for all. I invite all of you to explore these timeless stories in Bible, because there they show the resilience and courage and faith and love and all of that, because it shows that from generations, thousands of years ago, people have been through what we are struggling with right now, and how they went through it themselves, right? So it gives us hope, courage, and all of that, which is why I tend to read it more and find similarities where we can learn from and things like that. So without further ado, today's verse is Luke 23:34. Luke 23:34. The verse says, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing." Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. This is a very popular verse, right? So I'll tell you what recently happened, and it was so, and these are the synchronicities. You guys know I talk about synchronicity, and in this channel we talk about faith only on Sundays, because it's not faith-based channel. We talk about other things too. There's Wisdom Wednesday, but anyway, the point is that how all of this different things, they come together, and that's why I decided to make this video. So a few days ago, I was listening to a video from Wayne Dyer, more like an audio from YouTube. I was just playing it, and I think I was laying down, and it was such an interesting concept that he was saying that when you need to or want to forgive somebody, that means you have to blame them first, right? Meaning the blame is already there. That's why the thought of forgiveness is there. Isn't that interesting? I thought it was kind of really interesting, because we as human, because if there is no blaming or anything, there's no need to, like, I don't need to forgive you, right? Because I didn't. It's like if you and I are here, we don't know each other. Why would I need to forgive you? If there is an interaction, something happened where I got hurt or something, then it comes, the forgiveness situation comes. I mean, there was more context to it, but the point was, it was like it was for me. I was like, yeah, as a human being, and how we also relate in this channel, because we talk about divorce, separation, all of that when it happens, especially in the early days, right? So I remember about 2 years ago, since this happened in November 2023, so 2 years ago, this is February, when I'm making this video, it's February 26th today. You guys will see it in a couple days on Sunday. Today's Thursday. So anyway, because I have to make the videos a little bit earlier, so that last minute, if I can't make it, it won't be on Sunday. So you guys know it, like YouTube, that's how usually it works. It's not like live. Sometimes I do make it on the day off, but anyways. So at this time, 2 years ago, I was on a hamster wheel, right? First few months, because I lost my job and marriage at the same time. So I felt like I was on a free fall. The ground underneath was just gone. So at that situation, coffee time. This is like perfect coffee time. So for you, if you need to get coffee or tea, pause the video, go get your coffee. Anyway, so at the time I was replaying a lot of conversation in my head, and I knew that for divorce to occur, both of us had our fault, and we, it's like two people could not meet each other where we needed to meet, and it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time, like the distance happened, and then two people just grow apart so much, and then you just can't come together. So the reason I say is, in the beginning, in the early days, as you replay that conversation, it might be so that you are blaming, right? Why did they have that? Why did they do that? And things like that. That was not fair, and stuff like that. And the thing is, it's like when you forgive, and forgiveness is not like a one-time thing, because you would forgive, and then sometimes some of the memories in our brain, it's not like always there. You'd hear music and things like that, it would come up to your mind, and sometimes you have to forgive even up to 2 years or something like that. But over time, depending on how you are growing, how you are focusing your growth for the future, we have to forgive. So why I say the synchronicity, so last night actually, it was a class from the church. So there's a new church, I'm attending some class from there. They have a 10 weeks, and yesterday was sixth lesson out of 10, and they were talking about forgiveness. And I was like, I just listened to that like a couple days ago from Wayne Dyer, and then now they're talking about this topic of forgiveness, and today I was like, okay, I gotta make this video. So for me, 2 years ago, when all of this happened, and how God showed up, and how I see the signs, the synchronicity, and if you want to learn and study more about synchronicity, research Carl Jung. I actually have a book over there, and also Dr. David Hawkins, the book Power versus Force, and there's frequency levels and all of that. So anyway, without going there, so forgive them. Going back to the verse, I have it over there so that I don't say it wrong, because it's a very popular verse too. Forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing, right? So all of us, as we go through our life, and I talk about this in other areas too, like 8 billion people in this world, 8 billion unique journeys, and you can almost think of like 8 billion glasses with different colors, meaning we are all seeing the world in a different perspective, different viewpoint, because everything that happened since we were born until now has shaped us, how we look at things, And it is so, I have so many other examples. It's like when you look at something, our brain kind of goes for the pattern matching from the past, what all has happened, and it comes up with a solution saying that, okay, go do this, right? So our, you call it reaction, response, whatever, a lot of it is based on that. But more we are aware of that it is based on that, then actually we are more open to not reacting, rather responding. So anyway, so it's not overnight, it's over time. And the forgiveness, why it is also important, is because you all know that when we don't forgive, we are holding the past, right? We are holding the past. Not only that, we are carrying it with us to the future. We're carrying it to the future. Because what has happened has happened. We can't change it. For divorce, separation, even if you decide to be by yourself for the rest of your life, or if you're going to go into a second relationship, you are going to carry the baggage that is not released. That is not released. So forgiveness helps to release any kind of blame. And sometimes the blame may not be even there. You might think like, oh, I forgive that person, I forgive that person. But something comes up and then you kind of go into that cycle in your head, right? But then you realize that, oh, okay, I gotta pull myself back up, and then you go to the future, do something in the present, whatever. But then you got to kind of forgive intentionally that I let that go. I let that go. And lately there is another thing that is helping me. I share this because, again, it goes back to 8 billion people. There is not only one way of looking at things. Oh, by the way, this is behind me. This is my startup garage. If you have attended my meetup, you know, because some of my meetups I do here. This Saturday, actually, there's a cool event going to happen here. I'm like so excited, so excited. If you're watching this video and you're coming, oh, it'll be fun, it'll be fun. And this is my little whiteboard I use for coaching sometimes. My Midlife Reinvention.co. You can see the sign, like website, and my daughter, you guys probably can't see, my daughter has put a little sticker of cat here. My daughter is 10 years old, so a little cat here. I'm not into cats or dogs, but she loves cat. So she put it there. So anyway, and that is also something she put. Anyway, so where I was going with is 8 billion people, 8 billion unique journey. So you do what works for you. But for me, for forgiveness, I have several different, you can call it mantra or phrase that I use that really, really helps me. And so every night when I go to bed, I have some 10 or 15, because I'm extreme with everything. So you don't have to have 10 or 15, but what you can do, have whatever is most important for you. Say it like a mantra, and what it does is it helps you to not pile things on. So for forgiveness, because if you are carrying the load and you are having more unforgiveness, and that's a term actually they used in the class yesterday, unforgiveness, which was interesting. It was more on the concept of, I think, blame. Like if there's unforgiveness, then you have to have forgiveness. That's the concept they were teaching. They actually are going to teach more in the coming classes, coming weeks. So what I do is every night, out of those 15 or so phrases that I kind of go through in my head, one is, you know, you forgive everybody and everyone, and you have to have a reason, and that reasoning helps you to condition that in your mind, is that everybody is in their own journey, right? So when somebody reacts to you, again, like after separation and divorce, it takes a long time for couples to get to that friendly zone, and some people never get to it. But for that, especially if you have kid, you are co-parenting, it is important to be in that friendly zone, at least to try to get there. And forgiveness, you know, over and over and over, and you gotta keep practicing. That will help. And that also sometimes helps even in friendship situations, right? Because you may have challenging situation with your friend, and you may not have the exact same way of looking at things. Again, goes back to 8 billion people, 8 billion unique journeys, and knowing that everybody is in their own journey, right? Remembering that helps, and that even helps with the kids, right? So for kids, my daughter, 10 years old, she is in her own journey. In 10 years, she hasn't seen everything, and I'm in my 40s. I'm not going to share my exact age. I'm in my 40s, so I have seen a lot more than what she has seen. But we as human beings, sometimes we forget that, right? So when I'm telling her something, I'm expecting something, and that expectation sometimes creates pain. But it should not be. I should not be. She's in her own journey. I'm in my own journey. So that is the part in forgiveness. You got to remember, going back to the verse, Gospel of Luke 23:34, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. So everybody is in their own journey. Of course, you know, Jesus meant it in a lot bigger way than how I'm saying it. But here, for divorce, and our own midlife reinvention that we talk about, it is important to release the past. If you want to really move on with positivity, optimism, and all of that to create a better future for you, for your kids, and whoever is around you, you got to release the past with peace, with love, with, all that comes with it, compassion, kindness, all of that. And sometimes it may not be a daily thing for you, but whenever it comes up, because you don't want it to become like a chore. For me, it's not a chore anymore because I've been doing it for a long time. And if I don't do it, I know what happens. My mind goes crazy because I have a lot of other things to other practices I do. I look for positive in every situation, even the most challenging one. So that really shapes my brain to look for the positive in everything. And again, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over time. There are a lot of other things. Surrender. And surrender is another key thing on forgiveness, actually, before I forget that. So if you're having challenging time forgiving somebody, let's say it's your ex or friend or coworker or boss, ex-boss, whatever, this part I liked in the class. The class was amazing, and they said, like, when you surrender, you are actually handing the person over to God instead of you trying to think that you're going to take a revenge, because you can't take a revenge anyway, right? We know that very well. And that just messes with our mind. So try and surrender whatever resonates with you, God, universe, higher power, your higher self. For me, it's God. For you, whoever, if you're Hindu, you have a lot of Hindu gods. I know, because I used to be Hindu. There's like millions of Hindu gods. But whatever resonates with you, even if you have a hard time forgiving because whatever they may have done to you, just making that intention, that's a progress. Even if it's 1%, that 1% is better than like 100% not forgiving, right? So start small, and then that will change your life, my friends. So remember, forgiveness. It is such an important part of moving with your future midlife reinvention. If you're working on yourself, forgiveness is probably one of the top 3 things, I would say, because if you don't forgive, there will be things you will be carrying. You are not going to have your fullest potential, because we all have our fullest potential that we try to uncover, and there will be a limit if we don't forgive somebody, and if you're holding on to something, right? Because that kind of keeps it, even if you take psychological concept, it keeps a part of the brain like occupied, right? If you think of it this way, and then that part of the brain is unusable, so you release it, and then that becomes effective, and you can use it for other good things or whatnot. So and sometimes what also helps is you look for the good that happened, right? So in the past, even if we were married for 12 years, 14 years together, because we dated before we got married. In your case, if you're married 15 years, 25 years, even 5 years, doesn't matter. There's definitely something good, right? That's why you stayed that long. If you stayed more than 1 year of marriage, that means there was something that held you guys together. So look for the good that happened. Even that will help you to forgive that person, and release that emotion, and wish them well, because whatever you are saying or doing, God, universe, whatever you believe in, your words are seeds. It doesn't have to go to that person, it goes to the universe, and universe is a reflection. Whatever you are sending, it'll come back to you. Maybe not at the exact same time, but it will come back to you later. Just gotta believe it. You just gotta believe it, my friends, because when you are trying to create something that doesn't exist, you gotta believe into something that you can't see, right? So whatever you can't see and you want to manifest, you have to believe into something that you can't see. It's like, Okay, I hope it made sense. Anyway, so come back every day, every Sunday at 10 a.m. I have these videos with Bible verses, and also every day at 12 p.m. I have under 1 minute quick reset videos. So watch them and share it with others if it's helpful. Take care. Bye.